Lovely to welcome you, Urban Crofters, to this interview. I am delighted to be joined by Julia Plaut, who is a great family friend, has been for many, many years. And in addition to that, is also a wonderfully creative partner for us at Urban Crofters. More of that in a moment. But we thought it'd be a great opportunity just for Julia to say a little bit about her life and creativity, and for more people to put a face to the name. So, Julia, I thought a good place to start would be just an overview, really, of your creative life, where you're from, etc. That would be great.
Cool. So I moved to London from Australia when I was 20 to study at the Royal College of Music as a bassoon player. And then I freelanced in London, playing concerts around the UK and touring abroad and recording as a bassoon player. And all the while I was running classes for music for young children and families at our church in London. And also writing and recording worship songs for under fives. Then we moved to Cardiff with my husband's work, and I spent 12 years working as the head of primary music at the cathedral school, having classroom music for nursery to year 5, running orchestras and choirs, and managing all the worship for the school, the primary part of the school. And then finally, the opportunity arose to give all my attention to composing. And I was able to start doing a master's in composition at the Royal Welsh College of Music a couple of years ago. And I'm coming into land on that quite shortly.
Brilliant. And what have you enjoyed most about your MA studies at the college?
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity so much. I think when I did undergraduate stuff, you just didn't realize what an amazing opportunity education is. You kind of thought, oh, that just happens. But I appreciate all the learning so much. I love being in a creative community with people with different gifts. Loving adding to my learning and really growing myself. And it's also had the effect of kicking me into the 21st century digitally, as well as I've been kind of grappling with music tech.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Now, tell us a little bit about this incredible Steinway composition project, because that must have been an amazing opportunity. How did that come about, and what was it like?
Oh, that was just an incredible opportunity. I was asked to create a piece of music for 24 new Steinway pianos that were being delivered to the college this year. Well, this was pre-COVID when I was asked to start working on this. But amazingly, the project held together. The Steinways were ready and they were ready to be delivered. So we managed to get all 24 of them into the great big atrium foyer of the Royal College of Music and Drama, and socially distanced, managed to put on a performance. Sadly, not an audience, but it was filmed, which is just brilliant because there's a lovely recording of the whole event. So that was amazing. So really, the commission was to create something that celebrated these pianos arriving in Wales. So I started with a Welsh folks song, and I chopped it all up into little fragments and recreated something a bit more minimalist out of this traditional Welsh folk song. So I guess the listener would hear influences of Steve Reich, perhaps Shostakovich a bit in there as well. And it was just an extraordinary experience to hear 24 beautiful pianos together, to be able to conduct my own music and just hear this extraordinary sound come to life. It was a hugely wonderful experience.
Yeah, really exciting project. And can you tell us a little bit now about your vision going forward? Because I know that you've got a real heart for community music, and the MA studies have been a kind of springboard, haven't they, I think, into thinking about community music and encouraging that. So what's your vision, and what are your plans and the projects you want to get involved with now?
Cool. Yes, so I just love being in community and making music with friends. I've loved that as an orchestral player. I've loved that in the classroom, creating music with children. So going forward, this concept of the Cardiff Children's Choir, a community choir based around Urban Crofters, but also open to other people from other children from the Cardiff area who are interested, as a place where they can experience how exciting it is to be creative together, to use their gifts to create something that they couldn't do by themselves. So that's really exciting, and we're trying to reach out into the local schools, Albany Road Primary and St Peter's Roman Catholic Primary, which are really close to Urban Crofters, the two closest schools there, to find singers and children who just want to explore their voice like that. We're also put on a couple of little concerts in association with Judas Little Notes community, which are classical concerts for children under 5 and their parents. And this is not Disney. This is like real music with live composers and live musicians from the student body of the Royal Welsh College of Music, which is really feeding young families so that the adults are getting something that's really stimulating them, and the children are just being able to interact with the music, maybe with streamers when the music's up high or down low. So it works for both the young children and the parents who are just needing some art in their lives to refresh them in their kind of exhausting lives looking after young children. So I really love these little concerts, an opportunity to connect student composers, student performers to working with younger age groups, and also to help them have entrepreneurial opportunities in the Urban Crofters venue as well.
Brilliant. I mean, I think there's been 2 of those, haven't there? Those family concerts. They've both been absolutely brilliant, and you did an amazing job putting them together. I mean, one of the highlights was the, do you remember the percussion students playing the high chairs? I thought that was brilliant.
That was so creative. I just loved it. We had this piece that was meant to be played on garbage bins, huge garbage bins, but there weren't enough. But there, of course, in Urban Crofters, there were stacks of high chairs, and for a concert for under 5s, it was brilliant. It was just so creative and so of the moment and so right for that community. That's what I love about creative people and collaborating, is that you just come up with something that's fresh and feeds you in the moment. It's lovely.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're so looking forward to reinstating those family concerts when we can get out of lockdown and pandemic restrictions and be able to get going again with creativity. So maybe to finish, Julia, what's been the best creative advice that you've ever been given in your life?
I think that you can only actually be yourself. You've got your own creative, unique voice, and you can't pretend to be somebody else. I know when I started at college, I was really wanting to sort of pretend to be very squeaky gate modern, and it's been great actually exploring and trying to stretch my unique voice in different directions. But essentially I can only be who God made me to be, and I've got to be really authentic to that, but still growing, and not being a one-trick pony, but just adding to my learning and adding to my skills so that I can be even more authentically me.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. That's great advice. Julia, thank you so much for your time. And it's been really short. I mean, it would lovely to have an hour to chat together. But it's just been so helpful by way of just seeing a little bit about your experience and your plans and dreams for the future. So we so look forward to partnering with you more and more. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Will.